Greetings, I'm Lanikia, and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is the Young and the Restless edition, and boy, was it a good one. You know, Young and the Restless kind of floats on 7. Today it was about an 8. It was really good to me. All right, let's get into it, y'all. So we see Victoria and Lily talking, and they actually both just closed business deals and everything that they were wanting to close, and then they sit down and how at Crimson Light have a cup of coffee or tea or whatever they're drinking together. And so they say, you know, how happy they are for two women to be these strong moguls in the industry and everything. And they, give each other pats on the back. And then they talk about, Billy and how he's stopping working at the podcast, and he's just going to focus now. Victoria didn't tell Lily that Nate is trying to jump ship, but she said, I know there can be conflict and everything, and I thought she was leading up to telling her, but she didn't. But so Lily just sitting there, it could be difficult, it could be a struggle, but we're doing good at Chancellor Winters and whatever. And Lily just gives her sympathy as well to Victoria about the whole Ashland thing. And they both say, somewhere along the way, things got tense between us. And, Victoria was just like, I'm sorry. And that was pretty much it with them, y'all. I'm not going to hold you long. Child, Nate and Devon. Devon says, Nate, can I talk to you? Because Nate was just going to walk by. I said, sir, that's your boss. He was just going to walk by Devon and not speak or anything. And so Devon was like, can I talk to you? And Nate says, it's late. I just want to go home. And he said it won't take long. So they go into the office, and Nate is already on the defense. I'm sorry. Devon gets on my nerves as well, but Nate is, I don't even like his character right now. And I did at one point really like him, but I don't like his character right now because he's so just on the defense. And so he came into the office. He says, I don't think you should start this meeting out with giving a big speech about how I need to be a team player or something along those lines. And Devon said, see, you're just assuming things about me. He said, I was not I said, well, who said, when did Devon say he was going to do that? Like, Nate, oh my gosh. And so they start going at it. And then Devon just says, you don't want to listen. You think that you're like that chief of surgery that used to be, or surgeon that used to be, where you could play God and you don't have to listen to anyone or take advice. And he said, oh, that's what you gonna do? That's what you gonna bring? And he got real hood with Devon. I'm just gonna call it like it is. Nate got very hood with Devon, and he was like, you sucker punched me last time. What it's gonna be like this time? Would it do this time? I said, wait a minute. What is happening here? I said, the ghetto, you will not do this up in Chancellor Winters. And Devon said, what's going on? You trying to fight me? And so Billy comes in or whatever. And Billy said, y'all can't do this here. He said, I know if people I heard you arguing on my hall, then I'm not the only one working late. Other people heard this. I said, tell them, Billy. Like, what you're not going to do is come up and all up in this company acting real ugly. I'm not gonna call them hood or ghetto no more, even though it was very hood and ghetto the way they was. I said, what in the heck of bells is going on here? So Billy trying to like push all this down. He like trying to get it down, and Nate is like, I feel like Devon, he not gonna ever respect me, so I quit. And so Billy is just like, please, just take a moment, step back, think about it. And Devon is just like, let the man quit. Go on, let him quit. I said, Lord have mercy. So then Lily come in, and Billy told Lily, listen, you gonna have to deal with this. This ain't even business no more. This is personal and it's family, and it's above my pay grade. I'm finna go back to my office or whatever. Because he said I was just as happy doing my podcast, and here you go bringing this boy in. That's just stirring up some stuff or whatever. And so Lily is like, what is going on? And he said, Nate just quit. And Lily is trying to talk Nate into not quitting and everything. But he ain't trying to do all that. He said, girl, I am done with this man. I'm tired of working with him. I quit. I quit, I quit, I quit. That's what I heard, y'all. That's what I heard. He said, I quit. I'm not doing it anymore. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm sick of working with this man. I quit. And so she trying to like bring it back, like, let's work this out. And he said, you appealing to me. You're trying to get me to stay. He said, it ain't, at the end of the day, you need to be talking to Devon because he don't want me here or whatever. And you trying to talk to me, that says all I need to know. Because she talking about she want to take the company public with, Jill's idea. And Devon said, you really want to do that? I said, oh, this finna be Devon gonna regret. Devon is going to regret that he merged his company with y'all. That's how I feel this is gonna go down. That he's gonna end up regretting doing this. So, oh Lord, I kept it on Billy and all them too long because I was into it, child. I was talking. So, anyways, Nate goes ahead and leaves, and that makes Lily and Devon talk. And so she's like, I really hate that. And he said, this was a long time coming. He was like, he doesn't respect anything that I do. He doesn't respect that his has bosses. He doesn't respect feedback. And I'm gonna be honest with you. He, like, yes, his music festival was a good idea. Everybody said that or whatever. But you walking out of meetings and you like pretty much wanting to fight Devon in the office and you talking because Devon brought up you said about the 50 podcast and they weren't ready. He said, well, someone will be ready if you would approve them. He said they were not ready to go. Nate, I can't approve something that's not ready or whatever. And it's like Nate wants to be the CEO. I'm sorry. Oh, Lord, have mercy. But anyways, Devon and Lily talking. He said, I thought when you said you wanted to take a moment and talk to me about it, that was your way of saying no. And she said, no, I was just thinking about it. And the more she thinks about it, the more she wants to go public or whatever. And so I said, we're going to see how this turned out. So then Nate tries to call Elena, but of course, he said a voicemail. I said, of course it's voicemail. You know, she works long hours and all that. He talking about meet me at society and all that. I was like, you were more understanding when you worked in the profession that, she couldn't be there all the time for you. Oh, Nate just go on and sleep with Imani because that's what you want to do. That's what this is all leading to. You're going to blame all this on why you had to sleep with Imani. Why you... Anyways, child. So then Imani comes through and Nate tells her that he went ahead and quit. And if y'all see Imani's face, she was disappointed to hear that, child. She didn't want that man to quit. And so then we see that Billy and Victoria talk. He's at Crimson Lights and he just like, when do life get easy? Billy said he's stressed out. I said, you stressed because you sat up here and you went back to the COO position that you did not want to do. That is why you're stressed, sir, because of that. And so he said, yeah, you might be right. He went back to the COO position that you didn't want to do, and you love doing your podcast, but because you wanted to be a team player, you did this, and now you got to deal with these childish people, Devon and Nate, always arguing. And anyways, that was pretty much all they was talking about, y'all. So then we see Sally and Nick, and she says, I won't give up if you don't give up. Talking about, keep pushing forward and stuff. And they touched hands, and I guess the chemistry was through the roof. Because the next thing we know, they're kissing. And I said, what's happening here? I feel like this should be on primetime TV. So they're kissing and stuff, and he backed her up to the door, and she's turning him around. And then Sally was the one who locked that door, and so they getting into it right. They going into it right, and I said, "Oh, y'all got chemistry, okay?" And then, listen, come on. Adam shows up, and he was about to go to the door, and he said, "Nah." And so he was walking away, and then he said, yeah, I'm going to go on and try to talk to her. And so he tried to go in the door, but it's locked because remember, Sally had locked the door. And he said, Sally, are you in there? I saw your car. Well, she didn't say nothing. Her and Nick just stopped and they froze or whatever. And they looked at each other. They're like, oh my God, what's happening? And she looking back at the door or whatever. But she ain't going to get to that door. She didn't call out to him or anything. And so then he leaves. And so that leaves Sally and Nick. And they looking at each other. And I said, oh, y'all about to stop. Baby, they said, no, we're not, ma'am. What are you talking about? This chemistry? I said, what? I thought they was going to stop. They went all the way. I said, Sally, this is the second man you been on his couch with. Nikki, focus. Okay. I said, Sally, Nick, I ain't gonna lie, Nick is some kind of fine. So I don't blame you, girl. All right, so then they do what they have to do. They do the grown folks do, and then okay, so then we see Jack and Victor. Child, they still talk. I said, y'all still talking? I thought we wrapped this up yesterday. But he said no. I need to tell Jack, give Jack my condolences on losing chemo. And I said, okay. And so Jack says thank you for that. And he said, they started talking about, you know their past history and how at the end of the day for both of them it's about family. It's always about family and everything. And I said, okay, it's about family. And so then they talk about that's why Jack says, I don't believe this whole thing with you and Adam. I think you'll come around. And then Adam shows up. He came from Sally's office. He shows up. And Victor just tells Adam, I'm not going to hold you long. He just tells Adam, I'm done with you. You want to be done with me? I want to be done with you. Let's be done. And Adam was like, okay. And he says, I did tell Jack he gonna regret hiring you or whatever. I said, dang, that's kind of tough. And so then Jack and Adam talk, and he says, I don't care what you say, you're hurting. And he said, and that man is hurting too. Talking about Victor, he's hurting as well. And so then we see Victor, he laying into that punching bag because he is hurting. He look at the chess pieces. Yeah, you can't control the chess. Like, this is humans. This is not chess, Victor, and you can't control people that way. And so yeah, he upset or whatever. Mm. This would hurt more if I liked him, but I don't. So let's keep moving. And so then we see Adam sitting there having a drink by himself, and he hasn't eaten. And he sees Sally and Nick come in, and so he gonna tell them, come have a drink with me. And they said, oh, well, we doing business, and we're about to eat. And he said, oh, well, I haven't eaten. I said, not Adam. They just told you they was all about business and stuff. He was like, I heard him, but I want to be around Sally, and I'm catching a little vibe between these two, so I'm finna interrupt this. And I said, all right, Ben. So he sit down with him, and they talking about work, and Sally and Nick are connected. It's a little awkward with Adam there. It's awkward or whatever, but Sally and Nick, like, and they giving like subliminals. Yeah, I remember when Sally would work late. That's Adam. I said, boy, don't do that. And he was like, yes, Nick, she's a no. Adam said, you're being a little what is he called? Task manager. No. Anyways, he said, you driving really hard, huh, Nick? But him and Sally was, throwing little something. I said, Lord, y'all pretty much saying, yeah, we've been together without saying it. And Adam's sitting up here saying, yeah, I know y'all been together without saying it. And it's awkward and stuff. And then Sally was like, oh, Nick, I need to talk to you about this. And she said, oh, that's about work. Because they had said, let's not talk about work anymore. But anyways, so then Nick takes Sally to her room, and they said that dinner went better than we thought. And he was like, yeah. And so Nick was just looking at her, and she was like, I'm gonna go inside. I said, go on inside, Sally. Y'all need to leave each other alone. This is a mess. And so she go inside, and then Adam come out. I said, Adam, don't tell me you got an obsession. Don't be weird now. But I think he just was there because he knows something going on. I said, yo, your feelings would have been hurt if you saw Nick go into that room. But anyways, y'all, That was the Young and the Restless today, baby. It was a good episode to me. And I mean, some parts was a little slow, but for the most part, it was a good episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you tomorrow for a new episode of What Happened on the Soaps Young and the Restless edition. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.